And Cabo, peace and blessings, everybody. I am IFA Jimini Ray.
I am IFA Tegunshe.
And you were tuned in to
the best,
the greatest
podcast
on the planet Earth. Let's talk IFA.
Ashe
Cabo, our beautiful people. Omo Luabi. Omo Ekaro Eljire. Omo Yoruba. Omo Oduduwa. We pray that everybody is okay. Ashe. Because a lot of people are not okay. Welcome back to another episode, another podcast of Let's Talk IFA.
Yes.
We love you. We thank you for tuning in and subscribing. Please make sure you continue to like, share, and subscribe. If you have anything that you want to ask us, or if you want divination, or the best way to contact us is at LetsTalkIFA@gmail.com. We probably check the social media messages probably once a month, so because it's just too much to check. So today's episode is on IFA's concept of happiness.
Oh, oof. Does the world need that right now?
Yeah, very timely.
They need some concepts of happiness.
Ashe.
And where to go from here, because there's a lot of unhappiness going on in the world now. People have their personal views on what's going on. People are being affected personally. People are being affected. Their whole families are being affected. There's families that are being affected. There are communities that are being affected by the lack of happiness in the world. And so this is the time in the world right now for individuals to start to go within and find and ask themselves, what is happiness? What is my happiness?
Better find out.
How do I navigate through these times and be happy? What can I grasp onto that's going to make me happy? What can I do? What can I do to stay happy or to find some happiness? So a lot of people are going through it at this time. There's people out here that are taking lives because they're so frustrated. They're so depressed, but they have all of this energy. All of this violent energy has just built up inside them that people are taking lives just on simple matters. People are refusing to solve simple matters now. They're letting their emotion their emotions is just totally enraged. And they are just acting out because they lack happiness. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was, the concept of happiness in IFA. And within IFA's concept of happiness, that always start with, knowing who you are. And why you're here. That's one of the things that IFA, when you're born and you get that Essetaya and your destiny is revealed. Your destiny is revealed. All of those things that's in your blueprint, it actually tells you, once you follow your blueprint, you're going to find happiness in that. But it takes work, it takes discipline, and you have to be groomed and you have to follow principles. Being honest can lead you to happiness. Being kind can lead you to happiness. Being generous can lead you to happiness. Just being a positive, benevolent person can bring you happiness in life. A lot of people think that, a lot of the concepts that IFA speak about when Ifa speaks about happiness or the concept of happiness, is EY is one of them. Uapele is one of them. It's like character, your character, having good character, working on your character, striving to make your character better will make you happy in life. It'll bring a sense of peace and calmness, you know, in your life. And you don't have to be worried about, you know, certain things happening to you. You know, you will lack that worry. You know what I mean? You'll lack the worries and the fears, you know, that life throws at us if you use those basic concepts of honesty, patience, generosity, you know, and so on.
Vanny. Well, you know, the Baba hit it there earlier. He said the key, right, was you have to go within. There's so much going on right now in the world. And the first thing that people have to understand in the pursuit of happiness is that happiness is a choice. Happiness begins with you and a choice that you make in your mind up that you're going to be happy. Regardless of whatever if you don't have a certain amount of money, or you're not driving the car that you really want to drive right now, or the car just broke down, or you're not working at the job that you really want to have right now, or you're not like, regardless of all of that, you still have to make a conscious choice to say, you know what, I'm going to be happy. All these things may not be that way I want them, but I'm going to concentrate on the things I do have and not what I don't have. And I'm going to be happy no matter what. And then as long as you have that positive attitude, you know, things will change over time. And that's how you win.
Sure.
It's your mindset. That's the power of Ori is so powerful that if you tell yourself, like, you literally decide whether or not you're happy or not. It's not something that you can go search and find outside of yourself. When I get this certain type of husband or wife, I'm going to be happy then. When I get this certain amount of money, then I'm going to be happy. When I finish school, then I'm going to be, you can't, it don't work that way. You got to be okay now with what you got. You know, if you just alive, you made it through the day, maybe it's nothing spectacular going on because you're looking on social media and you see all these other people taking these trips and doing different things or whatever. And now that's another thing to distract you off of, you know, to derail you, to make you think, to give you reasons why you shouldn't be happy. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, divination and sacrifice, it has a place in enabling certain things to, you know, help you do what you're trying to do, but you can't sacrifice your way to happiness. Like, okay, the sacrifice, all right, let's say if there's something that has to be done. Yeah, you do that. But then you have to do the internal work. You know, like me and Baba, before the podcast started, we were just talking about that. You know, we were laughing a little bit because a lot of people, they have this misconception that you can just do, you know, a sacrifice or a ritual or something, and it's just you just gonna automatically be happy.
You can't slaughter the whole farm up thinking that, okay, I did these at ball, and now I'm just gonna sit and wait for happiness to knock on my door, and I'm gonna open up the door and say, "Ekabo, happiness.
Yeah.
Welcome to my humble abode. Happiness has arrived. It doesn't work like that
way.
You have to, it's something, as the Baba said, it has to do with your Ori. It has to do with your mindset. It's a mindset thing. You know, you can be faced with all types of obstacles. But if you happy, you're going to overcome those challenges just because you're happy. You know, just because, you know, you happy while you going through the challenge. Mm-hmm. When you happy when you going up against something, or you still happy when you faced with difficulties, it makes it easier for you to get through those difficult times. Because you're happy doing it. Mm-hmm. You're not allowing the frustration or depression or, lack of balance of your emotions, to get to you. But life is already a challenge. But you have the things, you have the energies of happiness, joy, laughter to get you through. These are the things that help to combat the challenges that the earth has, because we here on this earth to be tested.
Mm-hmm.
We are here on this earth to be tested. So if you know that, if you don't know, now you know. Use the energy of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
We all face times where, we may come in a situation in our life and it'll hit us. It'll hit you. It does hit you where you start feeling a little down because you're going through something.
That's
but
the test.
if you stop and say, wait a minute, this is a test. I'm gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me laugh. Let me find something that's gonna make me happy. Let me do something that's gonna make me happy today. While I'm faced with this thing that I'm going through.
Right.
Let me go out and dance or something. Let me go play an instrument. Do something that you love to do.
Benny.
While you face with these obstacles and challenges, and you're gonna get through it with ease.
I say.
That's the key. But you gotta realize it now, because that energy of difficulty and pain and sorrow, when it comes, and we all, this is a challenge for all of us. When it comes, you got to really catch it. You got to really catch yourself and say, okay, I'm dealing with some family issues, or, my wife don't want me no more, or my husband don't want to be with me anymore. Those are times where you start grieving. Those are tough times right there. But you have to catch yourself and say, happiness is what's going to get me through this. How do I find happiness? What is the key for me to get through this? Because if you don't, it can drag you down, guaranteed. It can drag you down. And we've all been through those situations in our life before. And the tests we still being tested by these types of situations that can
Every
make
day.
you unhappy. The key is to make you unhappy.
There's so many things.
Ajogun,
These negative.
Elenini. These forces that want to take your fortune and turn it into misfortune.
Yep. If you let it.
If you let it, it's here. It's the Ori, and it's also the heart too.
Yeah. The mind and
that's
the heart.
That's the seat of your emotions is the heart. And what's going on in the world today is a lot of people that's emotional. They're off balance. They're, don't be afraid of Trump. Don't let Trump scare you.
Listen, that one right there.
Trump is scaring a lot of people.
It is so, at this point, and we're going to speak to our people for a minute, because we know this is a real issue for people in general, but also especially our people who we talking to right now. This whole thing going on with the president and politics and in the world and everything, it's taking a lot of people under. Like, a lot of people are really having a hard time dealing with life right now. Even just within their own family and community. So then you add Trump and the country and the world and everything else to it. Like, I know people that can't even watch the news right now because they're too spongy. They'll take it all in and they will absorb all this stuff. And the world we're living in right now, it's pretty crazy. And this whole political scene right now is honestly turned into like the WWF. It's like professional wrestling / reality TV at this point. And you got to be able to mentally check out and rise above and think above and see what's going on right now from a different light. Don't get so caught up in what's going on, and because it's so many headlines. And
Oh my God.
between the TV and your phone and social media, and Trump did this and Elon Musk did that and this person and da 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 da. People like anxiety, sadness, grief, worry, doubt, fear, depression. These things are real powerful energies. These ajogun, these negative emotions are powerful energies right now that are taking people under. It's taking people out.
People out here are scared. Like, Trump deportation plan.
Listen,
and
it's crazy.
You got people out here like they on they
people are
P's and
nervous.
Q's and nervous.
The federal government people, they getting fired and all type of shakeups and stuff. It's uncertainty. Like I said, all of those ajogun, those negative emotions, uncertainty, add that to it, right? That you listen, if you're not grounded right now in some type of spiritual practice, boy, it's getting tougher and tougher out here because people are losing their mind.
And you got to learn to rely on others around you. That's one of the things that the reading of the year talked about. Mm-hmm. How you can find your happiness is within a circle,
group,
and groups and crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Let's get off of the concept of I want to be by myself.
This isolation is not going to go well.
That's not going to bring the happiness. You got to learn to enjoy other people and their conversations and dance with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a
Sing
dance class, go to a drum class and with somebody. Travel with some people. Enjoy each other's company because these are the things that can make you happy as well. The reading of the week spoke about that. Mm-hmm. We live in a world now where people are so disconnected. Mm-hmm. People don't trust people. People don't, neighbors don't even speak no more. Women don't like speaking to each other. Men get emotional with each other now. Mm-hmm. Like overly emotional. So it's like we in the world where there's a lot of disconnect and a lot of confusion. But the reason why these things are happening to people is because people are letting these things get to them. Take your eyes off these programs that are just these reality shows. They're not real. A lot of them are not real. They're made up. It's
none of them real.
It's scripted. And so don't this thing with Trump, if you back in the day, Trump used to be on WWE or WWF.
He's a reality TV star. He's still doing it.
He's an
That's
actor.
what he do.
He's an actor. So he's just doing
and a businessman.
What the people behind him, the power behind him is telling him to do because they can't say the things he say, but they know, this guy's an actor. They can do it through him. He's an actor. He don't care. He'll say anything we tell him to say.
Yes, sir.
We paying him. So
some crazy stuff going on right now.
You can't let this stuff get to you. The best thing to do is to work with people, build, enjoy people's company, share knowledge, share information. These are the things that makes us happy in life. When we learning more, we become more happy. When we know that we are advancing and elevating, we become more happy with ourselves.
Danny.
But it takes listening to others, joining groups, join some business groups where you can learn something. Join some spiritual organizations where you can learn something. These are the things, bring your family, invite family more over to your house. Make amends with those that you fell out with.
Bring that back.
Make amends, forgiveness is happiness.
I say.
It truly is. It really is. Forgiveness, it leads to happiness.
And it's for you. Don't think you being weak and you a punk and they winning because you forgive a person. That's not for them, it's for you. And like the Baba said, mentioned about isolation and loneliness, that's a real thing. I was I was listening to NPR the other morning, and I was like, wow. Like they had a segment on there where it was a guy. He was homeless, and the guy was talking, and he was saying that he was homeless. He was lonely. He was depressed. He didn't want to talk. He didn't talk to nobody for like years, like for a while. And I think he had some type of caseworker or something like that. And they convinced him to start talking to a therapist. They hooked him up with a therapist. And the therapist, she did this. She wrote what's called a social prescription. So the therapist referred him to this group. And it was nothing special. It was just basically a group of people that got together to talk about different things that they are struggling with, and their loneliness, their isolation, their depression. And the guy said, I would have never thought in a million years that I would have gone to this group, but he eventually, the therapist convinced him to go. So he said, in time, he actually started opening up, and he started talking in this group. And he said it helped him to get out of that depression, that state of depression, and that loneliness, and that zone that he was in, to the point where now he has his own apartment, he has a job, and now he's like a stable, productive citizen in society again, just because of a group. They call it a social prescription. Even your doctor can prescribe it now. Just going to just sitting down with a group once a week with a group of people, just to open up and talk and dialogue. Because the other thing is, with technology, we are more disconnected and more lonely than ever, right? When this really should be doing the opposite, but in actuality, it causes us not to have to get together anymore. Now you can just send a text. People don't even want to talk no more. They just want to text. So forget about, like the Bible said, having your family over on Sunday for dinner or Friday night, or like everybody we too busy, air quote.
Yeah.
But we really not.
And then those who do have like children at the house, it's most of the times the children is in a room like this.
Yeah.
Or the children, if they are, everybody's together, there's nobody paying attention.
Everybody's apart.
Everybody's sitting down together, but they like this.
Headphones
is on, or they doing this.
Playing a game,
and
doing this.
Right.
So we together, but we not together. You see it all the time, right? So all of this affects our happiness, right? It's a couple of Odu that we're going to reference and mention that talk about, I know one is Ogunda Iron. It talks about this person needs to be more jovial, especially at work, because it's going to bring blessings through your job, your business, or your occupation. They should be more jovial. You should be, and have more of a sense of humor, lighten up, smile more, you know what I'm saying? Laugh more, be happy, be jovial, because their blessings will come through that energy, not that stuck up, stiff, tight, I'm always serious till you take yourself too serious energy. You gotta relax.
And you should laugh more. It's laughter in that old.
Laughter is medicine.
Laughter
is happiness.
I say.
Laughter is medicine.
I say. Yeah, that old dude speaks about the laughter. This person should laugh. They should learn to laugh. In Ogundari, because it's like you said, it's medicine.
It's medicine.
And
it's healing.
It cures
leads to happiness.
The anger that person has within them.
Benny.
It kills it. So that
change the frequency.
It changes the whole frequency of things. And so another Odu that talks about happiness is Ogbealara.
Ogbeotura.
And that basically goes into a person kind of tapping in within themselves to kind of find a happiness. And there's certain principles where you're going to find that happiness, peace of mind, doing more for your Ori, following your destiny, knowing what your destiny is, even knowing what your taboos are.
Oh yeah.
All of those things. It speaks about that where this person find that joy and happiness in their life. The things that's going to put you on a path towards elevation. It's the things that makes one happy. It's a lot of work to hold happiness together or to keep your happiness. And so you have to follow certain principles and you have to follow some kind of guideline or something that's going to keep that happiness there, because there's always something as you journeying through life. It's always, you got to look at it like you walking down the road and it's going to always be something on the side of the road that's going to try to pull you off your path.
It's part of the
something
test.
That's going to try to manipulate you. like Shaka said, something shiny. You remember in the movie Shaka Zulu where the Oyimbo took him off track because they showed him something shiny.
Or
and he fell
everything
for it.
that glitter ain't gold.
He fell for it and it took him off of his path. So it's always going to be that element there to test you to see if you're going to buy into the shininess or what you think looks good.
Yeah.
And if you follow it, it can lead you into a pit. And so Ogbealara speaks about, a lot to deal with those principles of discipline, integrity, character, your behavior, all of these things, peace of mind, patience. If you don't think those principles bring happiness, it really does. It really does. But it's a practice. It's something that you got to always work on. You got to find the time, discipline. If you start reading the book, read the whole thing through. Don't just read 3 pages and then put it down, because then you lacking discipline. Push yourself. You know,
another thing too, I'm gonna really drop a gem right now, is that it is not anybody else's responsibility to make you happy.
But yourself.
That's your job. You really, we're human, you know what I'm saying? But really the premise that we should be operating under is that, I control my happiness or my unhappiness. Things can happen in life. You be unhappy for a minute, but then you got to snap out of that. You can't stay in that place. But generally speaking, it's not your husband's job or your wife's job to make you happy. You already got to be happy inside of you. And then whatever they bringing is either going to add on to that or subtract from that. But you got to be in a place within yourself where you already what you are. You got to be, you're not going to find it outside of yourself. It's not something that you just should be on this mission, on this treasure hunt searching for, because you're never going to find it that way. And until you look in the mirror, until you look within yourself.
You took the words right off my mouth.
You gotta find it in the mirror.
To say that.
Yeah, it's not nobody's, your boss or the car that Benz you want or whatever. That's not gonna make you. That's temporary. Like Baba said, the glitter, right? That's what he was talking about earlier. That's temporary happiness. That's something glittery. You know what I'm saying? You'll be happy for a minute, but if you're not truly happy inside, eventually the happiness that thing is bringing you is going to run out.
Yeah. You got to understand, these things are rewards. These things that you get, the bins, if you got the opportunity and to buy one or whatever you like, a Camaro or whatever, a certain watch or whatever you desire in this world that you say this is going to make me happy when I buy it. It is not going to make you happy. Understand you've been given an opportunity to purchase those things. Some old woman have come or something where you have an opportunity to purchase those things, right? But are you happy? Are you already happy? Because if you think that, like the Bible said, if you think these material things is what's going to make you happy, you're gonna have it's going to be a rude awakening for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because just as it comes quick, it can leave quick. And then what you're gonna, so the key is don't let the material things control what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's within you. Look in the mirror. Do some practices in the mirror. One of the things I do every morning, I look in the mirror and I say positive affirmations before I leave out the house. I look at myself and say, okay, am I prepared for the day? Because if I ain't prepared for the day and my face is looking kind of, and I'm like, okay, in the mirror, I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to do that today. But look at yourself, do positive affirmations to yourself. You know, make sure you're happy. Make sure that the energy around you, the vibration around you is radiating with joy and happiness and peace of mind for that day. You know, you don't have to have a lot to be happy, but the happiness is something that, like, you got to wake up every morning and call on the energy of happiness. It's prayer. You do. Through prayer, through whatever incantation, you know, whatever you need to do to be happy. So when you step outside that door to either go to work, to go to do whatever your plans are for the day, make sure that you riding or that you walking with happiness already. You know,
you have to exude that for yourself and to be a blessing to others. You know what I'm saying? You can, you know, you don't understand the impact that we don't understand the impact that we have on other people's lives throughout just the normal course of your day. You know what I'm saying? Just by being happy, you know, you could bring somebody else out of a depressed state or a bad mood or something like that and be a blessing to somebody else just, you know, because it's infectious. You know, sadness and anxiety and depression, it's infectious. Happiness, positivity, you know, all those things, it's infectious, right? So you got to choose what side of the coin that you want to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like those things infect other people.
You got to know yourself.
Yeah.
You just got to know yourself. You got to know yourself.
Be the light when you come in the room and when you go into a place or whatever. Don't make excuses and be like, all right, well, they like that, so I'm just going to lower my vibration and I'm going to lower myself down to them. No. Rise. You know what I'm saying? Rise above it. Shine your light. Be that positive. Be the one. If you the one, then just be the one. You know what I'm saying? And you come home, you know, give it to the ancestors and let them take all that baggage off of you and let them, and they will replenish you and refuel you so that when you get up in the next day in the morning to go throughout your day again, you have what you need, you know, that positive energy that you need, because it's draining. You don't even have to leave your house, and it's just, like I said, the news, TV, the phone, like social media. Like if you don't have your aura and your mind together, and you're not centered, and you don't have happiness and these positive affirmations at the forefront, there's so much negativity out here that is just waiting to just, and ignorance, that's just waiting to take you under. As soon as you get on your car, if you turn on the radio, 9 times out of 10,
you're going to hear something.
You hear some ignorance. Whether it's the music or whether it's somebody gossiping about what's going on and some star's life that who cares, or, you know, gossiping, negativity, that's what makes the news. That's what makes money. That's what is successful. Even the algorithms on the social media, you post something positive, don't nobody see it. Hardly. But if you post some foolishness or something silly or something negative or something sad or something that's
and I think a lot of subscribers and a lot of views,
controversial or something.
God, it's ridiculous.
The algorithm shows it to more
ridiculous.
people. So it's like this is by design.
People making millions of dollars off of pure ignorance.
And then let's not even bring up the medical, the pharmaceutical, their part in it, because then once they give you a diagnosis and they, now you bipolar, schizophrenic, or you are suffering from depression or whatever it is, and now they get you on that medicine. Oh boy.
That's where you really turn,
it's real.
Mentally ill is when they put you on them pills.
Get on that.
But you have an opportunity because you can be a little off and not take those medicines, and you can get saved, right? You can be saved. But as soon as you start taking those prescriptions, it's done.
It's over. It's tough.
Done.
It makes it a lot more, because now you got to wean yourself off of that. You got to deal with the side effects.
It's a drug.
So you already depressed and suffering from anxiety. So now you're going to take this pill, and one of the side effects might be suicidal thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
When I went to medical assistant school back in, it was around 2010, and one of the classes I had to take was pharmaceutical. So my teacher was she was into natural medicines, but she said, I got to give y'all this because it's part of the course.
Part of the thing.
I got to give this to y'all, but I don't want to give this to y'all. But you can make the decision on what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the class, they showed us all of these videos and the side effects that a lot of these pills that they're giving people.
Oh, yeah.
And what it really does. Stuff that they don't even show the public. And the side effects of these drugs.
Yeah.
And the doctors don't even know what doctors are not even educated. They just write it up and say, take this 3 times a day.
Cha-ching. So protect your happiness. Find your happiness within yourself. Once you find it, protect it. Keep it. Build it up. Hold on to it. Spread it. It becomes easier to be happy when you spread it, and then you see your happiness and your light affecting somebody else in a positive way. It gives you more energy. It's encouraging, and it boosts and it strengthens the power of that E-ray and that happiness within you. Because it's like, man, like, all right, like I just kind of brought, like you can see it. You know what I mean? When you having different energy exchanges with people during the day, whether it's verbal or non-verbal, you can see it. You can bring some, you can calm somebody down, or you can, if they down in the dumps, you can bring them up, so happiness is extremely important right now with what is going on in the world. We want all of y'all to stay encouraged and to stay positive out here. Do whatever you have to do. If you got to unplug, if you got to not watch the news, if you got to do whatever you got to do right now, this is the time to do it, because
you got to go in the woods.
Crazy. Whatever you got to do.
To block yourself off from the noise and the chaos.
Benny.
Just to find your happiness, by all means, do that.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. All of us are being bombarded by some heavy, wicked energy. And it's powerful. Don't think it's not, because it is powerful.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's not gonna, it's you tapping into yourself. The power is within you. Power. And IFA has all of the tools that will help you. Follow the wisdom. Go to your priest. Get your divinations. Do your airballs. Just don't, and follow the wisdom along with doing the airball.
That's your part.
Follow the wisdom. The priest is going to do the work. You just have to follow all of the instructions that the priest has given to you, that IFA has given to you. You got to follow the wisdom. Don't think the airball is just going to, you sit on your butt and the airball is going to work. No, you following the wisdom is along with the airball being done. It's gonna bring those things to you. Just listen to what IFA says. Don't try to control the system. Don't try to control the system of IFA. And don't go to IFA for what you want. Let IFA tells you what you need.
I say
at this point in time.
Most of the time, we don't know what we want.
Exactly.
And like the Baba said,
that's why we go.
That's why we go. And like the Baba said earlier, knowing your taboos, right? This is just one instance. You might have a taboo from heaven that you're not supposed to drink. And as long as you don't know that, or you choose to break that taboo and you keep drinking, you'll never find true happiness, because it wrecks. Some people cannot drink.
Period.
And we all know them. So whatever it is, we need every little piece of advice and E-ray and blessing that we can get to find that happiness and keep it. But the first thing you have to know is, where do you find the happiness at? And it's in the mirror. It's within you. There's nowhere you can go out and find it. It's a whole lot of people out here right now waiting to find happiness.
Yeah,
when I get this type of man, or I get this type of woman, or it's your fault that I'm not happy. No. Accountability, people. It's not nobody's fault. If you're not happy, it ain't nobody's fault. You got to be accountable. If you're not happy here, this person not making you happy, well, guess what? You have the choice and the right and the ability to create a new situation or change this situation.
Don't go around and blame and find a man, or a man find a woman just to blame all of their problems on.
Right. And bring all of that into there.
That's not fair.
You're not gonna find it.
And you're just gonna continue that you're gonna continue to do that until you have a rude awakening. And sometimes that rude awakening is not pretty. A rude awakening is not pretty for many. Look at yourself. Don't blame him and say, well, I got what you. See, a lot of people don't know what they really want. They don't know who they are. They desire it, but like you said, they don't even know themselves. You don't know. So how do you know? How do you know that that's good for you? You don't even know yourself.
You don't even know yourself. And don't call the Babalawo back talking about the elbow didn't work, because I still ain't happy yet.
Oh Lord,
don't call us.
Lord,
talk about the elbow didn't work because you're not happy. That is the part where we said earlier with the spiritual advice, you have to follow that. And you have to do your part and do your own work. And everything works together. I don't care how many birds you kill, or how many obiabata you offer, or how much gin you spray, or how much palm oil you pour. You could slaughter an ox. It's not just going to automatically just after the airball, it's just going to jump in your body like, oh, I'm happy now. Like, no, you still got to do the work. Facts.
Do the work. And the happiness also comes is when you take care of your health.
Yeah, you can't be. It's hard to be happy and you're not healthy. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
They can't exist. You can't be. It's hard to be happy and you sick. Right? That's a part of happiness. Good health.
Eating all of the bad
what are you
foods eating? And you still going to IFA and trying to slaughter up the whole farm to find happiness, but you're not even eating right. You're not taking care of your body. So now the mind is affected.
Yeah, you can't, even if you try to be happy, You know, if you got a bunch of poison and toxins in your body, you're not eating right, you
It's
unhealthy.
a bad spirit. It's a
right?
spirit.
Yeah, it's
It's a spirit.
It's negative energy.
That what you put in your system is if you putting that bad food in your system, it's a spirit. You putting it's a negative energy you putting inside of you. You gotta find the healthy foods that have the proper nutritions in it. That's gonna, it's gonna make you happy. Those things make you happy. It's a positive energy.
And
Fruits and berries and stuff like that.
And check this out. You can eat good and have good health, and you can work out and you can do all those things.
Ooh, don't hit them.
But if you're not happy inside, fix your face. Like if you're not happy inside and your emotions are off and you got some pent up anger or you got, these negative emotions, it'll take you right on out of here.
Listen.
You can lift all the weights in the gym and take all the supplements. But if you're not happy, that is a, sadness and all those other negative emotions pumps toxins into your body. It will make you sick and it will kill you.
You said it. You said it. You said a lot right there, brother.
Yeah.
Like,
the outside look great.
They
buffed all up, skin shine, but your energy ain't right.
I know so many people that's walking around. I'm a gym person, and I see so many people in the gym. They in there lifting the heaviest of the weights, and you can tell that they got when they leave out that gym, they're going somewhere where they got to face the reality of some things.
They are happy,
and if they ain't not happy,
they take you out.
You got to go pay that bill on that Mercedes Benz that you driving that's clean. You ain't got the money for it.
Stress.
Now you got to go figure how you going to get somebody or swindle somebody to go do it.
Stress.
To pay it.
Stress and happiness. There was an incident
Depression
today in Charlotte where a man and a woman were having an argument over visitation over the child. And the man shot the woman in the parking lot 6 times and killed her. Emotions. Now who you gonna visit now? The visitation really messed up now. Like, we gotta get it together, people. Like, people are losing it. They are falling off the deep end. And, happiness is medicine, joy, being content, being positive. There's so much negative energy out here, you can literally drown in it. So stay encouraged, stay positive, stay blessed. Find happiness within yourself.
Share.
This has been another episode of Let's Talk IFA. I am Awo Ifa Jimini Ray.
I am Awo Ifa Tegun Share.
And you are again tuned into
the best,
the greatest
podcast
on the planet Earth.
Let's Talk IFA.
Ashe, why? Stay up, y'all, and let's come together and let's stick together and let's do what the ancestors used to do.
Create that happiness.
Create that happiness and maintain it. Create community again. Let's get the land. Let's do the Black Wall Street thing again. Let's have our own shield amongst each other. Let's love each other. Let's help each other. Let's embrace each other to the best of our ability. Let's grow up and stop the petty beef and whatever has been keeping us from coming together. We cannot afford to do that anymore.
And I just want to say this
Trump
one
is
thing.
in the building.
I just want to say this one thing before we go. To my sisters, to the women on this planet, you are the key.
You are the key.
You are the key to the happiness.
Please.
You are the key.
You and the children.
You and the Omode. Y'all are the key. If the women are bitter,
That's it. Drop the mic. We love y'all. Peace and blessings. Odabo.